let's talk about one of the most maddening things we do to ourselves, self-sabotage. You know that feeling, right? It's like there's a traitor in your own head pulling the rug out from under you just when things are finally starting to go right. Well, in this explainer, we're going to get to the bottom of why that happens.
Does this image feel familiar? A little too real, maybe? You're working so hard to build this bridge to get to your goals, only to realize that you're also the one, secretly kicking out the planks? It's an incredibly frustrating experience, but believe me, it is surprisingly common. So that brings us to the million-dollar question. Why? Why do we ruin things precisely at the moment they start looking good? I'll tell you this much, it's not just bad luck. More often than not, it's actually a calculated, protective move that your own brain is making. And here is the single most important thing I want you to take away from this. Self-sabotage, it is not a character flaw. It's not a sign that you're broken. It's actually a misguided survival mechanism. It's a feature of your brain's ancient wiring that's just gone a little haywire in our modern world. So what's going on here? Well, the first big reason is something psychologists call your internal upper limit. This idea, which comes from Dr. Gay Hendricks, is just brilliant. Think about it like this. You have an internal thermostat for happiness, and it's set to a temperature that feels normal or safe to you based on your past experiences. So here's how it actually plays out. When something amazing happens, you get that promotion, your relationship deepens, your internal system starts to feel like it's overheating. It's going past its safe zone. And to cool things down and get back to what feels stable, your brain unconsciously creates a problem. You might pick a fight or miss a crucial deadline just to get back to that familiar, normal temperature. Now, this second reason is going to sound strange, but it is absolutely crucial. We often find a very paradoxical kind of comfort in failure. I know, that seems completely backward, right? Why would anyone be comfortable with failure? Well, here's the thing. Our brains don't really prioritize happiness. They prioritize survival. And a huge part of survival is predictability. Your brain literally prefers a misery it knows over a joy that it doesn't. Just think about it for a second. You know the script for failure. You've been there, you know how to cope. But success? Whoa, that's a whole new world. It comes with new pressures, new expectations. It might even mean taking on a new identity that you just don't feel ready for. So often, we sabotage ourselves simply to retreat back to the safety of what we already know. And this fear of the unknown, it leads us right into our third, and maybe the most cunning, reason for self-sabotage: protecting our own ego. There's a name for this. It's called self-handicapping. And honestly, it's a brilliant but totally destructive strategy. The entire goal is to create a built-in, pre-made excuse for failure, so that your ego, your core sense of who you are, never has to take a real hit. It's such a clever mental trick. If you go out partying the night before a huge exam and you fail, you can just blame the party. Of course I failed. I didn't even try. Your ego is safe. But if you study your heart out and you still fail, well, the conclusion feels so much more painful. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. We sabotage ourselves just to avoid ever having to face that devastating possibility. So we've got the upper limit, we've got the comfort of failure, and the ego's secret shield. When you put them all together, these things don't just cause one-off problems. No, they lock us into a vicious, repeatable cycle. The cycle almost always starts with a trigger, a great opportunity that pushes you way out of your comfort zone. Then comes the act. You procrastinate, you pick a fight with a partner who's been nothing but supportive. It's a subconscious attempt to fail on your own terms. And finally, you get the aftermath. Guilt and shame just wash over you, and it reinforces that core belief that you can't handle success, which of course just makes the cycle even stronger the next time around. So, how in the world do we break out of this destructive loop? Our first instinct is always to just try harder or be more disciplined. But the real answer? It lies in a much more powerful approach: self-compassion. Look, the old way is to just beat ourselves up with shame and really harsh discipline. But all the psychology shows that this just makes that internal alarm, the thing that triggers the sabotage in the first place, even louder. The new, effective way is to approach yourself with some understanding, with some compassion. That's what actually calms the alarm system down. So here it is, the final shift in perspective. Instead of seeing self-sabotage as this enemy that you have to defeat, try seeing it as a scared part of you that is, in a very misguided way, just trying to protect you. Recognizing that simple truth, that's the first step to finally turning off the alarm and allowing yourself to cross that bridge to where you really, truly want to go.